Have you ever heard of a plane simply vanishing into thin air? No distress call, no final goodbye, no wreckage found for years. This is the haunting story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, a mystery that, even after a decade, refuses to be solved. It was March 8, 2014, a clear night at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. 227 passengers and 12 crew members boarded a Boeing 777, ready for a routine flight to Beijing. Among them were families, business travelers, students, all carrying dreams, hopes, and promises. At exactly 12:41 a.m., Flight MH370 lifted off the runway. A smooth takeoff, nothing unusual. Within the next hour, everything would change. At 1:19 a.m., Malaysian Air Traffic Control handed the plane over to Vietnamese airspace. The final words from the cockpit were recorded: "Good night, Malaysian 370." Those were the last known words anyone ever heard from MH370. Moments later, the plane disappeared from the civilian radar. No mayday, no emergency call, just silence. Initially, confusion reigned. Maybe it was a technical glitch. Maybe communications were temporarily down. But as the minutes stretched into hours and hours into days, the horrifying truth became clear. Flight MH370 was missing. The search began immediately, first near Vietnam, where it was last seen, then across the South China Sea, but nothing was found. Days later, investigators discovered military radar data. It showed that MH370 had made a sharp turn west, flying back over Malaysia, then south into the endless Indian Ocean. Someone, or something, had deliberately altered its path. But why? And where did it go? Search crews from around the world mobilized. The search zone stretched over tens of thousands of miles across one of the most isolated, dangerous regions on Earth. Satellites picked up handshakes, faint electronic pings from the plane's engines, suggesting it flew for up to 7 more hours before vanishing. Ships searched the waves, underwater drones mapped the seabed, planes scanned the skies, yet MH370 remained hidden, as if swallowed by the planet itself. Months passed, then years. The families waited. Hope faded, slowly, painfully. In 2015, debris washed up. A flaperon from the wing found on Reunion Island, east of Africa. Later, more small parts appeared along distant coastlines. It proved one thing: MH370 had ended its journey in the Indian Ocean. But where and why? The main wreckage, the black boxes, the truth remained lost. In 2018, Malaysia's final report concluded the cause could not be determined. Investigators could not rule out unlawful interference. But they also admitted critical mistakes were made in the early hours of the disappearance. In the absence of answers, theories grew. Some experts believe the captain, Zaharieh Ahmad Shah, may have orchestrated a slow, deliberate suicide, guiding the plane into the Southern Ocean after depressurizing the cabin. Others suggest a sudden mechanical failure, perhaps a fire or catastrophic decompression, leaving the plane ghost-flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. In 2022, oceanographers used ocean drift studies to suggest new possible crash zones north of the original search area. In early 2024, private researchers studying satellite images claimed they spotted large, unusual shapes deep underwater, offering fresh hope that the wreck might finally be located. But still, no new official search has begun. Meanwhile, families continue their desperate fight for answers. For them, MH370 is not just a lost flight. It is a wound that never heals. Danica Weeks, whose husband Paul was on board, said, "We have been living in limbo for 10 years. No closure, no answers, just grief that never ends." Grace Nathan, daughter of passenger Ann Daisy, said, "We're not asking for miracles. We're asking for the truth and for the world not to forget." Ghislaine Watralos, who lost his wife and 2 children on MH370, shared, "It's like a bad dream you can never wake up from. Every day you hope for a call, for news, but every day is silence." They are voices that demand not just sympathy, but action. Today, new technologies, AI ocean mapping, satellite deep scans, offer hope that the mystery may one day be solved. But until that day comes, the Indian Ocean continues to guard its terrible secret. Flight MH370 reminds us that even in our world of endless surveillance, satellites, and instant communication, some mysteries are still too big, too deep, too devastating to conquer. For the 239 souls aboard, for their families still trapped in grief, for a world still seeking truth, the search must go on. The ocean must not be allowed to keep them silent forever. If this story touched you, please like the video, subscribe for more real-life mysteries, and share your thoughts below.